Hey, my world is Dylan. This is a really big and heavy one. I think it's the new Verreal RS Pro, no? Damn, I wish I could ride out with you. Well, maybe I can join you and we can do a comparison video. I ride your old Verreal RS and you can ride a Verreal RS Pro. What do you say about that? Well, let me know, okay? Here, enjoy your package. Whoa, damn, yeah. This one is really heavy. That's correct, it's the Verreal RS Pro. Thanks for the offer. If I can use anyone for a comparison video, I'll let you know. Thanks again for a great delivery. Take care, see you soon. Okay, let's unbox this pretty girl. Oh, there she is. Look at that. Okay, looks really super clean. The new grip tape, it's a 3mm of EVA foam. Kind of feels pretty hard compared to other EVA foams. Let's take her out. Let's see what's inside the box. So, of course, the remote. This model has 4 speed modes instead of 3 speed modes. As you can see, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like it's fully charged. Also the battery of the board. And it automatically turns on. Why? Because it has a smart turn on function. So yeah, that's a really nice feature to be included now. Let's turn it off for now. So the remote, of course, a USB to USB-C charger for the remote. Some extra spare hex keys. A generic T-tool. Here we got the charger I take. And it comes with 2.5 amps charger, so I guess that's a slow charger. But the slower it charges, the better for the battery, so I don't mind. And I got plenty of ports to switch up if I really need to. Then I also got the AT wheels, and I gotta say they look really nice and clean on first look. I love the profiles on, or the threading on this tire. Comes with the necessary pulleys, of course. So the tires, they probably fit like this, yes. So they fit into the rims of the AT wheels. Nice and snug. I'm curious if those AT wheels are balanced out. It also comes with extra spare belts for, of course, changing up to the AT setup. Motor mounts when you're changing up to the AT setup. Here we got some extra business cards, like previously in my other video with my Verreal RS. We also get a user guidebook, like with every board. Always handy for newcomers to the hobby. So what we actually want to see, the board itself. Well, it really looks nice and clean. It was well packed, which is important. Nothing special about the boxing. The board is pretty much the exact same setup as the Verreal RS, with actually two big exceptions, and that's the battery and the ESC that's packed inside the board. Right now there's a 12S3P Samsung 50E setup in it, while before it was a 10S4P setup. So this pack is going to deliver more voltage, more power. So you're going to get to higher speeds, you're going to get more torque. So I'm really curious how it's going to compare up to the Verreal RS. The battery is rated at 660 watt hours. That's the devil's number, so hope it doesn't bring any bad luck. And the ESC is right now rated also for 12S 30 amps, so there's no speed limit to it. I'm curious what the top speed will be on this board. It looks really clean. So the trucks, they're exactly the same. The bushings, the wheels, the orange one in this case, except that I got black cores with my original RS. These have white cores. The motors are the same, so they're the 63, 68, rated at 1,500 watts, 170 kVs. So I was pleased with the motors before. They never run too hot. They perform really well. So actually it delivers more power and has more torque. So I hope the braking as well They also changed the grip tape. I like the flower setup, but I know that not everyone was really fond of it, but I also like this black look. It has some branding here of Verreal. It's really subtle. I'm personally not really that fond of branding, but it's so subtle that you barely see it. So it's a little darker than the grip tape. But besides that, you'll barely notice it. So I like that. I like the branding on the trucks, on the top and on the front. It's subtle, it looks premium, it's nice engraved. That looks clean. So yeah, it looks really nice. So here as well, you have the exact same set of battery casing, metal, which is really strong and sturdy. The trucks, also the bolts and nuts, the same coloring, which I like. It gives a premium look, looks really nice and clean. You get some cable management here, which is good. They also upgraded, but they also did it already with the previous Verreal RS, the latest batches. They upgraded the insert nuts, which had a problem in the first and the second gen of the Verreal RS, but this one shouldn't have that problem anymore, which is really good. So Vic is trying to improve on his past iterations. So yeah, that's really good. It looks nice and sleek. I can't wait to test this board out, so let's do that right now. First things first, before I ride out, like I said, the new smart turn on function. The remote is off right now. Turning it on. Yeah, look at her go. It's a lot easier, and these days it's a common feature that should be included with all the boards. Okay, the trucks are really loose, snappy, they feel comfortable though, but I don't think it's good for higher speed, so I really need to tighten them up. Right now I'm in speed mode 1, and I gotta say, speed mode 1 there's like a lot of torque still, so if you're a newcomer to this hobby, or a beginner, then speed mode 1 is still pretty hefty. Top speed is also pretty high. Kilometers an hour. I'm going 24 to 25 kilometers an hour, so that's actually pretty fast. We have 4 speed modes right now. They could have made that first mode a little more gentle to the touch for beginners. But if you're used to e-skating, then speed mode 1 is great still. So let's try speed mode 2. Hear the same amount of torque and the braking. Damn. There's a lot of torque and braking power. These things are really nice and loose. So let's try speed mode 3. I need more runway. Okay, let's do this. Oh, a lot of power. These trucks are way too loose for me. Oh. Need to watch that. I need to tighten those trucks first. So, the first thing I notice is there's a lot more torque and braking power compared to the Verreal RS, which is a welcome addition for thrill seekers. Damn. Oh, a lot of torque. This speed mode 3, it's insane. Let's test this braking on a hill. It's a really great board. It feels good, but I'm used to it. Whoa, the torque. Let's try to catch a higher speed. 44. Streets are still not tight enough. Whoa, damn. 46. I hit 46. And it kept going, so I need to tighten those tricks more. Now let's try out speed mode 4, but first let me put on some extra gearing because this is gonna be way too fast. Okay, Now I'm good to go. Clutch tighten a little. Let's do this. There's not enough runway for this. Let's try this again. Forward. Can't hit the top speed. I hit 46. That was max. And if we compare torque from mode 3 to 4, and braking power, that was mode 3. Now go to 4. That much. Not that much difference. Braking seems to be a little harder. The torque is pretty much the same in mode 3 and 4. What I really notice is that the black grip tape, the EVA foam, that it really locks in those feet even more. God damn, I forgot how good these wheels were. I really love these orange wheels from Verreal. They're also used on the Wago 3X. Those are really good off-center wheels. Let's do some gravel. That's Belgium for it. 1 minute it's sunny, and the other minute it's raining, cloudy, yes. Oh yeah. Let's settle down for a minute. Okay, so now that we're all settled down, let's get to it. But first things first, I might be a Verreal ambassador, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be biased, that's one. Two, I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible because I've already done a video on the original Verreal RS. So if you wanna go into more detail, make sure to check that video out. If you want to get more details on this board, you can always check the Verreal website to get all those specs. So make sure to do that if you're interested. So let's start with the most exciting part. This board itself, comparing it to the Verreal RS and all the changes it went through. And those are obviously the grip tape, the ESC, the battery, and the changes to the remote. And I'm also going to talk a little about the wheels. So let's start with the grip tape. It uses an EVA 3.5mm grip tape foam. It's just plain black. It has small branding, but it's really not that noticeable. In general, yeah, it's more comfortable compared to the original Verreal RS and just the spray-on grip tape. With the W concave, which I'm not the biggest fan of in general. Concave I get, and I really like it because it locks in those feet, and I'm a carver. I really like that, but the W concave, the middle part, to me, I have flat feet. It even gives me more foot fatigue. But it seems like with this EVA foam, it kind of cancels it out. It makes it more mellow. I know that a lot of people are gonna like the more stealthy design. Me personally, I like the original design more with the flowers and the spray-on grip tape. It had that beachy vibe, and it was also a little more original. So, but that's a personal thing. That covers the grip tape. Now let's move on to the remote. It's the same remote as the previous Verreal RS. The only changes are there are now 4 speed modes, and also there's a smart turn-on function. The 4 speed modes don't really get. First of all, the first speed mode is actually way too torquey for a beginner, and to me, I think that the first speed mode always needs to be for beginners, people getting into the hobby. So it needs to be like really mellow, gentle, nice smooth curves in the torque, braking. With this board, it's like super torquey still. So I don't get why you have all those increments while it still packs that punch, you know? I'm used to e-skating, so to me it's nothing. I'm used to it, so no problem. But speed mode 3 and 4, there's not that much of a difference. I guess it's more into the high-end speed, and yeah, I capped at 46 kilometers an hour, so I don't know what the top-end speed is, but probably in speed mode 4 you will get even more top-end speed than you get in speed mode 3. Torque-wise, it was practically the same. It wasn't that big of a difference. The smart turn-on function is a super welcome addition. I think that all e-skates coming out from now on, even previous versions, should have had this function. It's really easy. Turn on the remote, or turns on, turn off the remote, or turns off. Super easy and a welcome addition. So now let's talk ESC and battery. The ESC is now rated at a 30 amps, so that means that it allows for more power, which means more torque and high-end speed if the battery allows it. Now moving to the battery, the Samsung 50E battery at full capacity, fully charged, it's a beast. In this combination, it's a beast. Like I mentioned before, the top end speed is like crazy. I couldn't reach it even. And the torque, yeah, it's really there. It really bites. It gives you the punch that you need. So it's a nice upgrade, nice good iteration compared to the previous Verreal RS. So all pluses there. Now, yeah, the downside is that, yeah, what I was afraid of is the battery sag. I went like halfway the battery now, and the torque was still there. It still delivered the same punch, so that's a good thing. There's no sag there, but the high-end speed, that really declined. Like I said, 46 kilometers an hour was my top speed, but it could have gone even higher. But at halfway the battery, it was like 44 kilometers an hour. That was the top end speed. I have to say that it's kind of normal in general that, yeah, that high end speed really declines throughout the battery. Real battery sag, I can't talk about right now because I haven't done a full range test. I never been through a full battery before with this board, so I cannot really talk about that. The torque is still there. It packs a punch. Now let's talk wheels. So on my original Verreal RS, I also had the orange 90mm offset wheels, and I put other wheels on them, and actually using them again, I have to say I forgot how good they were. They're really soft, they're really grippy, they really bite into the ground, and because of that big offset, they provide more stability, and also because of the outsides are way softer, they adjust more to the underground. So in general, this also provides a softer ride feel. So yeah, I'm really pleased with those wheels, and I'm gonna be using them again. I'm gonna do a range test in one of my next videos to talk more about the battery, how it reacts, the battery sag in general, and the range you will get of this setup, of course. So make sure to check that video out when it comes. That should actually wrap it up. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my other videos if you're into e-skating. And you know, guys, sharing is caring. Take care, and most of all, stay safe.